And a good Tuesday to you. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at, of course, the big picture here, and we're capturing what will possibly, this is Invest 92L, potential tropical cyclone number 9, and it could become a depression and then a tropical storm, potentially spinning up to a Cat 1 hurricane, heading toward Florida via the Bahamas. It'll be north of the island of Hispaniola. It looks like that'll happen really by Thursday night, Friday morning. And then continuing this weekend, it'll be in the vicinity of Florida. If it takes a track along the eastern seaboard, of course, all utilities will need to watch that. And, of course, you can see some of the projections of this particular tropical cyclone potentially getting off the coast of Florida. We'll have to keep a close eye on that. Where it could have a lot of problems, there is a little bit of areas here that it could run into a little bit of shear. Also in the vicinity of the island of Hispaniola, we'll throw it a curveball. And so we'll see if it even stays together. It has properties right now that are a little bit on the weak side. Back into the regular part of the United States, though, these are dew point temperatures right now. And the very oppressive heat has been with us. Look at these heat indices. You can see that they're the worst of them in the 90s along the coastal areas, and this frontal boundary is working on through and supplying us with much less oppressive air on the other side of this. It's going to take a little while to get here, but it will eventually get here. And this is about the noon hour. You can see that frontal boundary with the precipitation is fairly narrow band and relatively a lot of weak spots circulating around an area of low pressure up to the north of us, southeast of James Bay. This weather system is going to push on to the south and east and open the door for this particular area to move into Vermont. So let's run the computer model and you can see what I'm talking about. So as we spin this, this is going into tonight. Looks like nice conditions, clear, no issues, and that includes all day tomorrow, Wednesday. So here we are about 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, getting 6, 7, 8 o'clock. You're looking at that northwest corner of Vermont, starting to get close to what could be some very minor precipitation and just a scattering of rain showers. That system moves on through. It doesn't look like it'll even have any thunder with it. And then kind of wipes itself out, falls apart, and then on Thursday we have a little better chance to see a little more of an uptick of showers and thunderstorms. These will be basically widely scattered. Again, it looks like relatively benign. And then going back into Friday, it looks like Friday is going to actually work out to be a pretty nice day. It looks like a dry day. Here's Friday morning. I wouldn't worry too much about these particular shots of precipitation. Very, very limited, and it's just keying off a little bit of the moisture that gets turned over and buildups across the mountain ranges and whatnot. So that's particularly Friday. Taking it into the weekend. So once we get past Friday evening, this is valid 8 o'clock on Friday evening. We dry out. Looks like on Saturday we'll see another little round of potentially some pop-up shower and thunderstorm activity. Relatively more limited here, and it's also lowered confidence at this point. And then finally the last day coming Sunday. Now this little system here may actually have some entrainment with this particular tropical system. So if it makes it into Florida, we could see some of that strip off, a little bit of that moisture get up and enhance this particular storm system. This is valid 8 p.m. on Monday evening, so just beyond the period, we're looking at some opportunity for much needed rainfall, as you can see here. Precipitable water always shows the deal here. This is decreasing amounts of moisture. This is precipitable water, 1 to 2 sigma. As you can see the scale down here, anything in the blue is drier than normal, and we're seeing about 1 to 2 sigma drier than normal. So that's all good there. That's what moves in today and into Wednesday. And we're kind of neutral, a little bit, maybe 1 standard deviation, going right through parts of southern Vermont. This is valid Wednesday evening, as I showed you. A little bit of showers kind of flare up. And then we're kind of in no man's land. Not a whole lot going on here until you get into the weekend. And as we go back to the 0Z model run, you can kind of see what's kicking here. Also, this is our potential tropical storm. You can see how it goes across Florida. Some of that moisture may kick up the coast a little bit into this Ohio Valley system. And again, this is valid on Sunday. That's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And you can see that it's about 1 to 3 standard deviation sigma right there. Again, maybe a little bit of that moisture gets entrained. Hard to say. But this is just beyond our period here. And then looks like a frontal system sweeps that thing out to sea. And we dry out. And this is going into the early to mid part of next week. Gfs and Canadian Ensemble looks like this. And this is the stuff that moves in Wednesday night into Thursday. And so we have a little bit of an uptick in the GFS Canadian Ensemble. And the amount of precipitation looks like this. We're talking potentially up to 5/10 of an inch. This is, again, the Canadian and the GFS Ensemble. It's not in agreement with the European. Precipitation chances, according to the Weather Prediction Center, is a little heavier and heftier in southern parts of New England. A little bit less as you head. This is the half-inch mark. This is the 1-inch mark. A 1/4-inch mark here. So things get a little bit drier to the north and west of us, and a little bit wetter to the south and east of Vermont. A quick look at the climate reanalyzer. It does show that the above normal temperatures are in this location here, and above a little bit of a cool down. And looking at this is the next 5 days of high temperatures. Notice this is below normal. Not a lot of change. A little bit above normal along the eastern seaboard, above normal in the western interior west, and right along the coast a little bit below normal. So you basically have a trough, ridge, and that's kind of driving the pattern. 3 days later, not a lot of change. I'll move this, get this straightened. Okay, so this is the 2 meter temperatures, I should say. This is the warmest day today, 85. You can see a bit of a downtick. A little bit of an uptick as we head toward the weekend, especially on Sunday, and then another downtick. 2 meter dew point temperatures look like this. And then finally, looking at wind shear here with the Canadian GFS Ensemble. Shear looks like this. So up around 35 to 40 knots. No, not during thunderstorm activity, so we lose that when we do start to see a little more of an uptick in instability. And so it's looking good for utilities at this point with very limited amounts of threat. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.